Hi everyone, we are out picking elderflower again today. We did a elderflower cordial recipe a couple of days ago, but today we're going to be making some elderflower vinegar, which is super simple. A couple of you have been in contact over the past few days as well, kind of asking how to identify it because you've been a little bit nervous about picking the wrong plant. So we're going to show you a few top tips on what to look out for. So the first thing to look out for is the leaves. So the elder tree has got 5 leaves like this, lots of sets of 5 if you can see. They're all kind of a medium green, they're all very much the same colour and they all have serrated edges. And then we've got like a flat amount of blossom, if you see from the side. Sort of looks like an upturned umbrella on a really windy English day. And then you've got thousands of little white blossoms. So they've got 5 petals and they've got individual kind of 5 yellow pollen stamens as well, which if you shake it, it's really polleny. So you need to pick elderflower when it's at its finest. So this beautiful little thing is exactly how we should pick it. All of the blossoms are out, it's looking super healthy, there's no dead heads. But the best way of identifying it is giving it a really good smell and getting your nose covered in pollen. It should smell elderflowery, sweet, a little heady. Yeah, I mean, when you look at this plant, you can see, so this one is past his sell-by date, and you can see all of the elderberries already starting to form, which we'll talk about in a few months. And then this one over here is still waiting to blossom. So you can make elderflower capers with these, with the seed heads, not the seed heads, the flower buds. But it's super fiddly. But yeah, you don't want to be picking anything like that. You want to be making sure that it is fully blossomed like this. And that's about it, I think. That's the best way to identify them. So we're back in the barn and we are making the elderflower vinegar. We've got our freshly picked blossoms. We want to be quite delicate with them. All of the flavour is found in the yellow pollen stamens. So if we're going to shake them too vigorously, or kind of if you wanted to wash them, that's not a great idea. So we want to be super delicate and we want to get rid of as much of this green stem as it can be a little bit bitter. We're just going to pick as much of the flower blossoms off. So we've got quite a big bowl of stuff that we've already picked and everything. So really easy. These are abundant everywhere at the moment. So you shouldn't have too much trouble trying to find them. See your fingers get really jam-packed with pollen. Right, we've got quite a big bowl here and we've got a sterilised jar. It's quite a big one, but it's quite good because when we come to strain the vinegar in a couple of weeks, we don't get loads of the blossoms kind of stuck in the spout of the bottle. So we're going to layer these in. Got quite a lot, a good 3 or 4 handfuls. So we're popping all of these into a sterilised jar, and we sterilise our jars in a really hot wash in a dishwasher. You can also do it in a low oven, or you can boil your jars. Just make sure if you're doing it in an oven that you're not putting any plastic seals or anything in, as they will melt. So I think we've pretty much got enough of our elderflower here, and we're just going to kind of gently pat that down so that we can get a good covering of vinegar. So this is cider vinegar. just cider vinegar, nothing else, and we're just going to pour that over, and we're just going to make sure that all of the elderflowers are covered. So they like to float to the top, so I have my trusty potato masher. And I'm just gonna make sure they're all submerged in there. And that is pretty much it. I'm going to pop our lid on, and then we're going to leave this to steep for 2 to 3 weeks. So after 2 to 3 weeks, what you'd need to do is to strain the vinegar through a muslin or a really clean tea towel, get a couple of sterilised bottles and pop them in, and then store them in a cool, dark place, and then enjoy whenever you need to. So this batch of elderflower vinegar we're going to use to pickle our wild garlic seed capers. Some of you might have seen a week ago, Christian put up a video on how to make wild garlic seed capers. They need to salt for 3 weeks. So this elderflower vinegar, if you made it this weekend, would be ready to pickle your capers in when we get to that point. So all these things take a little bit of time, but they're really worth it. And at the moment where time is on our side for many of us, and we've got the opportunity to get outdoors, it's a nice opportunity to kind of try something new if you haven't tried it before. So here's some elderflower vinegar that we made last year, nicely bottled up. We use it in loads of things, such as salads and dressings and things like that. Really versatile, and as you've seen, really easy to make. So give it a go at home, and if you're making the wild garlic seed capers and fancy steeping them in the vinegar, then give that a go too. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all again soon.